Day in my life, it's a day in my life, a crazy day in my life, like every day in my life. Do-do-do, do-do-do-do, vegan prepper. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do, vegan prepper. Can you guys even handle me right now? I don't know. But anyway, yesterday was my birthday, and I will give you some footage of the day, but basically the gist of it was Adam took the day off work, and Elliot was already off school, but Sage, we did keep home from school, and we just went up north to Sedona. There's a restaurant up there that has a few raw vegan options. I had an absolutely delicious sandwich. And everybody else got food too that they adored. It was a beautiful little place called Chocolatry, and I heard about it from, it was Lissa's Raw Food Romance. It was her husband talked about it when the two of them were demonstrating raw vegan wraps on Chef AJ's show. So that's a really long way of saying it, but I was like, wait, what? There's a restaurant in Sedona that has raw vegan options, and it was like a week before my birthday. And I was like, we got to look into this. And so that is what we ended up doing. And it was beautiful. We also went and visited the Chapel of the Holy Cross. It's like the famous church that's on the rocks there. And it's a beautiful, beautiful place, beautiful views. I got some presents for people, and I don't know, had an amazing day. And then that evening, a little party, a couple of my friends came over, and two of my absolute closest friends. Adam invited basically my three closest friends on this earth. One of them just couldn't make it. She was busy. Like we all are, right? So, but two of them managed to come, and it was an absolutely lovely evening hanging out with everybody. And yeah, I just had generally a beautiful day. So let's go ahead and give you some footage. And I got permission from my friends, and there's a picture of my two friends that came over. And yeah, then we're gonna go ahead and get into today and what all I'm doing today. Currently making tofu cubes to go into a little picnic lunch that we're going to end up having today because of some of the scheduling stuff that we've got going on. I honestly can't remember if I already discussed it all in the intro, so I won't do it again today or right now, but I will go ahead and show you the tofu cubes. I believe I have a video on the channel for this. I hope it's not the like 24-minute long video that I remember. There's definitely some videos in my recipe video playlist that I really want to go through and shorten and make, you know, easier to watch. But I will, regardless, I'll put the recipe in the description of this video for how I make these exactly, but I'll go ahead and show you what they look like after the first stir. So here they are. First stir complete, and they're getting ready to go back into the oven. I have some of these silicone sheets for my Excalibur. They're rimmed silicone sheets, and I purchased those kind of by the recommendation of Lissa from Lissa's Raw Food Romance. I've been watching a lot of her videos, and so she makes the most amazing looking wraps. I actually bought her ebook to make some wraps, and these are to make the wraps. I was originally seeing that on the Chef AJ video that I mentioned, I think earlier. That was what I was watching, and I was like, I need to make some of these wraps because they look insane. There are multiple steps though. I'm probably not going to be making the wraps until tomorrow, but I do want to get these washed into the dehydrator to dry. But also, Adam made my chili recipe last night for dinner for our guests. We did chili and cornbread, getting into my fridge. And so I have like just a little left. So we had people over. And so a lot of people, ooh, that was loud. A lot of people were eating the chili. And so we only have a little bit left. But he was basically like, go ahead and dehydrate the rest of the chili, because I just made a video of dehydrating this very chili recipe. I have that recipe on the channel as well. I can link that down below. It's only like 5 minutes and 45 seconds, I think. That video, I think, is one of the ones that I actually did very well. And so I can link that recipe down below. It's delicious, but he loved it so much. Rehydrated. He was like, yes, dehydrate the rest of this chili. And now I'm like, what now? You know what? I just like, did he make that chili on purpose so that we could dehydrate more? Because he was texting me this morning, and he's like, we can go on a backpacking adventure and we can just make chili. Like, he's so focused on going camping and going backpacking and having this dehydrated chili when he goes. So he's like serious about that. And it's adorable. He doesn't normally like get excited about things, you know, but he seemed really excited about this idea. So anyway, I will wash these and test them out by dehydrating my chili on the sheets, and then kind of continue doing that research. But I'll link both the dehydrating video and the original chili recipe down below. I'm gonna go ahead and get started on that while I am waiting to do the second stir on my tofu. All right, so I was getting ready to empty this, and then I saw these, which are these brand new little springform pans I bought, which for the raw dessert that I made for my birthday. So I thought I would go ahead and show you guys the raw dessert I made. This is what's left. So I made 2 of them. It's like a chocolate mousse. It was a cherry chocolate mousse. The cherry is in this jam that got made in the dehydrator. It was like a day and a half of being in the dehydrator, getting nice and thick. And so I was supposed to have leftover mousse for doing pretty piping on top, but I didn't. So I just ended up putting the cherry jam on top, and like leftover cherry jam. And this stuff is insanely good. Both of my friends had it and they absolutely loved it. They went back for like thirds. And then my son really loved it too. I really loved it. And so everybody was good. It was so funny. My friend Phoebe, the lady all the way on the right in the photo, she was hilarious because she was like, I was concerned about you doing raw. It's like, you're doing raw on your birthday, and you're not even gonna eat stuff on your birthday. Because she's one of the friends who asked about taking me out. Like in a previous video, I talked about it. Like I had to tell her because I was like, look, this is what's going on. This is why you can't take me out for my birthday. And so she was really concerned that I was doing it on my birthday, and I wasn't going to even make an exception on my birthday. But after that, she was like, I was worried about you, but this is amazing. So it was really good, and I didn't feel deprived at all. So that came out of the book, The Art of Raw Desserts, and I can also go ahead and link that down below too. For anybody who would like to check it out. It was an extremely complicated multi-step process. A lot of raw recipes are, I'm finding that it's like exhausting. So it's on one hand, it is the easiest way to eat, right? Because literally all you have to do is just sit down and eat like fruit, or make a smoothie. If you want something that's super fast and easy, you can have it. But if you want something that kind of replicates another type of food, whether it be a wrap or like a burger or a cake or whatever, you have to go through a lot to make that happen. So it's kind of a funny thing, like where I think people think that a raw diet is super complicated, and I think it's because they think about stuff like this. But still, every now and then it's nice, and especially for my birthday, I needed to have something. So those ended up being really good. So yeah, I'll link that. I'll link that book down below too. All right, here's the tofu after the second stir. Getting ready to go back in. So here is the leftover chili spread out over one of those sheets. We're gonna go ahead and test this out and see how that works. And then I've got 3 other sheets down here to take the other whatever silicone things, just so that they can dry. I gotta say, first impression of these is I really don't like cleaning them. They're super floppy and kind of huge, and it's a difficult thing, but I got it done. It's okay. I'll be okay. I just found this in the fridge. So actually, this is how much leftover chili I had. So I am going to go ahead and end up using all 4 trays to dehydrate the chili. And so I get to experiment with these and see how I feel about them. I've been using the Nesco fruit leather trays for so long. This is probably going to be pretty great because I'll be able to get more on the sheet. My thing is I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about it when it's time to take them off the sheet and get them into jars. It's either going to be amazing because I can just pick this up and curl it, or I'm going to have a lot of issues because there's a little lip right here. So we're going to see. I have no idea, but I'll go ahead and get this onto trays. And so it's a little different from the chili I made last time in Dehydrated because we made it with lentils. That was because we were in a rush. We needed a bean that cooked really fast in the Instant Pot. And so we chose to do some lentils rather than the typical larger beans like black beans or pinto beans that we usually use. The original recipe video calls for black beans. When I made it for the dehydration video, I made it with pinto beans, and then last night we made it with lentils. And so it is versatile. You can use basically whatever you want, but I'm gonna go ahead and get this dehydrated. And yeah, Adam he's so excited. It's like I said, it's like adorable to me because yeah, he's just, in case you don't realize this about him, you can't tell. I'm kind of married myself a Vulcan a little bit. He is just not overly excitable about much, but he's really looking forward to some backpacking trip we're going to take and, you know, eat all this chili. All right, here they are. Finally done and ready to get packed in our lunch. For my lunch, I'm going to basically do something very similar to the dinner that I had last night. I'm just going to make myself a cauliflower bowl. So I rice the cauliflower. My favorite way to do that is to just wet chop it and then drain it. And I'll cut up a whole bunch of other veggies in it and probably add like some coconut aminos. And that will end up being my lunch. And here's my lunch. It took me about 5 minutes to throw it together. Just super simple, riced cauliflower, some peppers, a whole cut up cucumber. I did peel the cucumber first. I normally don't, but the peel was kind of like, it was just not the best. And so I went ahead and peeled it off. And pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, milled chia seeds, and I mixed that in to kind of help keep it from getting too wet, especially since it's going to sit for a little while before I eat it. And sauerkraut. I'm pretty sure I said everything that was in there now, but yeah, that is the bulk of my lunch. And I'll go ahead and pack up everybody else's food now and get us ready to head out. Close at 3, we're finally home. Oh my gosh, so it is currently 104 degrees. And I work really hard at not complaining about the heat, but I will say, just from my heart, without meaning to complain, I'm over it. I'm over the heat. I'm very eager for fall to start looking like fall around here. And so yeah, it's 104, and so we were sitting outside for a little over an hour, just with the timing of the conferences, and then it didn't make sense to go home. And then go back. It's just because like eating lunch, going home, eating lunch, like there wasn't enough time for that. So I brought lunch with us, which is what you just saw. So we were sitting a little like for over an hour outside. Granted, thankfully we were in shade, but it was still really hot. And yeah, just exhausting. It's exhausting to be in the heat for that amount of time. But anyway, it's not that big of a deal. Thankfully it wasn't that hot. And yeah, everything worked out well. So I'm home. I'm kind of ready to rest. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to film now. My plan was to come home and start organizing my shelves over here because that is on my list. It's been on my list for a few days now. I just haven't gotten to it yet. I actually finally reorganized my fridge this morning. I probably should have filmed that, but I didn't. I just did the work. I didn't film myself doing the work, which I should. Like, that would probably be good content for the channel, but like sometimes, I don't know, I just have to get into something and just do it. And like, I don't think about grabbing my camera until after it's done. And then I'm like, oh, that probably would have made a good video to talk about that stuff. And so probably maybe what I need to do is just have a separate video of organizing and reorganizing my, my food storage over here, the dry food storage. I really want to get that done. We have so much stuff like on the floor and I hate that. Like, I hate that so much, and it's a bit chaotic right now. And so I do want to reorganize it. So I don't think that's going to happen today though. I'm very tired and just sort of ready to be done. I'm ready to chill, literally chill in my house. Just sort of relax a little bit. I probably should go ahead and meal plan a little bit, at least for the rest of the week. I haven't made a meal plan in a while. But yeah, we'll see what I do, and you'll see what I do because I'll pull out the camera. And yeah, anyway, all right, I'm gonna relax for a little while, just like play a little game and yeah, relax. Okay, I did not pull my camera out again that day. It's actually the next week. Hello. But I figured I would go ahead and show you what the dehydrated chili turned out like from this video. I will link still down below the video that I did earlier with the chili that I dehydrated last time. So we ended up with about 5 cups of dehydrated chili. It's a roughly 50% reduction. Again, it's the same as the results that I had the last time I dehydrated the chili. But I think with this, I will go ahead and leave you. Thank you so much for coming along with me today and hanging out with me for a while. I really appreciate it. And as always, I hope the rest of your day is good and your life stays wonderful. We'll see you next time. Bye.